Good afternoon. I almost had to sing, I'm late for a very important day. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. But I got here on time, just in the nick of time. Hello, this is Ann White, founder of the Creating Calm Network, and this, can you take a guess? This is Creating Calm with the Mad Hatter. Why? Of course, because we are all mad here. And what do I mean by that? I mean that the world gets to be a crazy place. Chaotic. Sometimes we feel like we're watching the Emperor's New Clothes, like we're the only ones who see things that really make sense. And really, a lot of things going on in the world now do not make sense. So I love the theme of the Mad Hatter when he goes, yeah, we're all mad here. The other thing is the hats, I think, are fun because in life there's a lot of seriousness. And one of the keys to success, one of the keys to having calm within your world and passion and vibrancy is to be able to laugh and to be able to play. So this is my Mad Hatter hat. We take it off, and as we know, it makes my hair go all mashuggy, so I'm just going to give it a quickie. But guess what? Today's hat is maybe this one, because nurses take care of your body. And today's message is to take care of more than your body. It is to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit. What is today's message? Today's message is how to love a wounded lover. So I thought this was a good hat, but as we do the message, I'm going to take it off just so I don't get distracted with my hat rolling around on my head. How to love a wounded lover. First question is, what is a wounded lover? Well, it came to my attention because I have several friends who are dating widows or widowers, recent ones. And in that sense, someone who has just lost their spouse is a wounded person. And traditional wisdom is you don't date anyone who is a recent widow or widower for a good year. But if you think about it, why? They don't have leprosy. They shouldn't have to be banished outside of civilization. And who needs love more than somebody who has just lost the love of their life? So I think that wounded people certainly need love as much as you and I do. So I honor you if you are in love with someone who is grieving and mourning the loss of their loved ones. But part of this program is going to be how you can protect yourself, how you can honor that love, and how you can protect yourself in that case. Another example of a wounded lover is someone who has physical pain, maybe even physical and emotional pain. And they may be your spouse, and you may be in a caretaking role. And caretakers oftentimes burn out, oftentimes become bitter. And there's no reason to do that if you learn proper tips in self-care. So that's really where we're going to go today with how to love a wounded lover. Why is this such a challenge to begin with? Let's go there. Why is it such a challenge? First of all, the wounded person has a very chaotic energy vibration. It is oftentimes dark. It is oftentimes like I say, the energy is chaotic. It's not a smooth energy vibration. And one of the things that happens, and it's also very strong. So one of the things that happens when we are with someone who is going through a wounded process, a healing process, hopefully wounded and healing, is that we oftentimes get wrapped in their energy because it's stronger than ours. Ours is, if it's a light and beautiful energy, when it meets a darkness, when it meets a chaotic energy field, oftentimes we will lose ourselves into that field. And then we start sharing that dark and chaotic energy. So we're going to need to learn how to pull back and protect our energy so that we can be with a wounded person no matter what their energy is. And I'll tell you this, as a trauma chaplain, I walk into a lot of different dark, heavy, negative, chaotic energies. So this is something that I practice very often, every day in my night job is how to protect my light, I think it's beautiful energy, when I walk into a room that is filled with chaos and darkness. So one of them is the energy. The next part is that person is moody, and rightly so. You know, when we think of moody, we think of a petulant teenage girl, or at least I do. And I think, hey, babe, get over it. But when a person is grieving, or a person is in physical, emotional, spiritual pain, they have a right to be moody. They could be very, very sad. They can be very, very depressed. And they could begin to think things are okay and then crash again. So it's a moody time period, and rightly so. So these are things to recognize, how you can observe your person and not get sucked into their moods, not get sucked into the waves of energy. You know, grief is, when I work with people who are grieving, I say it's like the ocean. There will be very gentle waves, and you will think, oh, I'm finally feeling like a human again. I'm finally healing. And then all of a sudden, a tsunami, a big wave just knocks you on your tuchus, and you think, my God, am I starting over? No, you're not, because the next wave will be gentle. But we get those big waves sometimes. And what would they be? They could be cleaning out the closet of your loved one, rearranging the house to make it from a couple's home to your home. It could be their birthday, their anniversary, your anniversary with them, the anniversary of their death. Each of these things is going to bring back the darkness, the chaos of the mood. Now, if your wounded lover is a physically wounded lover, it's the same kind of thing with the different moods. Sometimes the pain is very intense. Sometimes it is so intense that the person will say, I can't even hear you. Don't even talk to me. I'm right inside. All I can think of is my pain. And then days when the pain is a little less, and you get sucked in thinking, okay, everything is normal, and then the pain comes back. And so, and then same with medicine. You know, there are certain medicines that might make your wounded lover like fly around the house like on speed, and others that make them moody, and then the medicine crashes. It's a chaotic time. Okay, you get the picture. So where we're going to go from here is, how do we protect ourselves? How do we protect ourselves and still be in a relationship with a wounded lover? First thing is, whether you believe in God, spirit, angels, power greater than yourself, invoke help. So I usually do a protection prayer when I walk into the hospital, or if I'm going into a very tense situation, or if in a wounded lover situation. I will say to my spirit guides, please wrap me in a healing light, protect my energy, and do a protection, a buffer, so that I do not absorb any negative energy. Keep my energy pure and for my greater good and the greater good of the world. So I do like wrapping in light. So you could ask God, or whoever you pray to protect you and wrap you so that you don't absorb this negativity. Next is understand, just had a tickle probably from my hat, who knows? Anyway, understand that their moods are not your moods. Their moods belong to them. Don't absorb their moods. So when a person is moody and maybe angry or snappish, just know it's their mood. It is. It belongs to them. You don't have to get sucked into it. Think of one of your favorite things. You know, you could be in the car and all of a sudden don't want to speak, or they're just so think of something that just makes you happy. Go to your special place for a little bit. Don't try to communicate, just share that time. But you've already wrapped yourself. Just think of a beautiful scene, a fun time, maybe even a fun time with them. That could be good. So remember, their moods belong to them. Their waves belong to them. Don't surf on the same ocean. Keep your own waves as you go in. Live in the moment. It's good advice for any time. It's good advice for all of us, because the moment is what you have. Don't project, because really, we don't have a future. We don't know that the future is there. What we know is we have right now. And from working in trauma, I know that right now is the precious gift that we have. Tomorrow could change in a heartbeat. So focus on right now. And if right now is really crummy, it's not going to last forever. So don't get sucked up in that, oh my God, this is you. He's moody, she's bitching, it's crummy, crummy, crummy. No, that's today. That's this moment. The next moment may be different. Again, think of something that makes you happy and be with that thought. The other thing is, if you're riding a good wave, also know savor it with all you have, because it's the moment. So keep yourself focused in the moment. Don't think of the what ifs. Don't think of, well, am I going to marry this person, or am I going to live with this person, or is it going to be like this for the rest of my life? Who knows? It's today. It's today. So if it's a bad mood, don't get bummed out. Just know it's today. And if it's a good mood, savor it with every breath you have and celebrate that good time. The next is honor those good times. Think about even past good times. So suppose your person is in one of those black moods and you're spending time. Think about why you fell in love with this person. Think about all of the qualities that this person can bring to the table. Is this person honest? Is that person considerate when not in a mood or pain? So don't focus on the creepy parts, or don't focus on the painful parts. When you look at your wounded lover, remember why you fell in love with that person, and remember the goodness of that person. Because the woundedness is like that wave again. And if you're having these thoughts, you're probably in the big wave or in the darkness, but the light will shine and the wave will be gentle. So during traumatic times, keep your focus on the positive. Don't sit and nitpick. Next is practice self-care. And how do you do that? One of the most important things is give yourself time. Last week in the Mad Hatter series, which would be the 15th of July, I talked about how to take a personal retreat, or how to cocoon yourself so that you can take care of yourself. So especially when you're in a relationship with a wounded lover, you need a break. You need time to yourself. It could be an hour. It could be an hour just to be with your girlfriends, or to take a walk, or to go shopping, or to go get a cup of coffee somewhere. Whatever it is, whether it's an hour a day, give yourself an hour, or a day. Give yourself time to just be with you. Because being in that chaotic energy, even if you're protecting yourself, even if you're thinking of happy little thoughts, whatever it is, give yourself time away, so you can have your own energy light up again, and do something that makes you feel good. And if you can't think of anything, look outside and just savor the beauty. But maybe you've got a friend you can call on the phone, or friends you can hang with, or a book to read, or a pet you can snuggle. So time is one thing. Next, don't give up your hobbies. If you like to paint, or if you like to garden, or if you like to read, whatever it is that you like, when you get into a relationship with a lover, oftentimes we just mingle and mash ourselves all in. Sometimes that's okay. Not always. Not often, actually. But especially with a wounded lover, keep your own things, your own hobbies, your own interests. And certainly there'll be some things you share. And certainly there'll be some things that your wounded lover likes to do. But it's important that you keep your own. You know, as an example, I think of my mom was an artist. She liked to paint later in life. And when they retired, my dad had nothing to do except follow her around and make her nuts. So one of the things that he would do when she painted is he would stand over her shoulder and go, could put a little more color in there. Could you? Really? I mean, I would have poked the man in the eye with my paintbrush. But my mother was nicer, but I don't think she appreciated it anymore. So if it's painting, take time to be alone and paint. Even if you run with your wounded lover, say, look, I really like running too. I'm going to take a run by myself just to clear my head. So keep your hobbies separate, and you can combine some, and they can have some. The next is don't give up your friends. You know, when we were kids, much younger and less wise, we'd all hang out with the same-sex friends, and then the minute one of us got a date, they were chopped liver. Okay, goodbye. I got a date now. See you when we break up. But we learned that that wasn't the good way to do, because friends are our support system. They're our energy. So no matter what, always make time for your friends. Don't just desert them when you're in a relationship, especially, it seems like the tenser the relationship gets with a wounded lover, the more we close in our life, the more we give up the things we like, the more we get absorbed in that negative energy. Pull back. Pull back. You can love and still protect yourself. You can love and still have your hobbies and still have your friends and still have time to be alone. So keep that in mind. Speak your truth, but speak it gently. So if something is not working for you, say so. Your lover is not a mind reader. And if that lover is a mind reader, hey, more power to you. Most men. Maybe it's most men, maybe it's most people, well, you pick, are not mind readers. We don't know what's going on in a relationship in the other person's mind. So if something is not working for you, speak your truth and say it in a gentle way. And that even comes with needing to be alone. Say, you know, I really love spending time with you, but for me, I need about an hour to just go be by myself and just regroup. So I'm going to take that time right now, and it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I need that time for me, and I hope you honor it. So make sure you speak your truth about what you need. Whether you need courtesy, if the person's just being crabby, say, you know, I know you're not feeling well. I know things are dark right now, but I need you to speak to me in a way that honors me more than what you're doing. So make sure you speak your truth. If it's not too late, don't cohabit. Don't cohabit with a wounded lover. You may already be doing that, especially if you're a caregiver. If you find if you find like, whoa, I just discovered I'm cohabiting. No, let me rephrase that sentence. If you are cohabiting with that person, get space for yourself. It could be a room that's your room, the room of your own where you can go and read and close the door and listen to your music. It could be a porch where you say, I'm going to go sit on the porch. I need some time to regroup. It might have to be a walk around the block. But whatever it is, try to find a spot in that house that is yours and yours alone, and that you can go to repair and renew and restore yourself. And the other thing is, just know that things take time. If you are with a person who is grieving, there's no magic to the 1 year. They could start feeling much better at around 6 months, and then all of a sudden tsunami hits at 9 and a year. But even a couple of years, they had a lifetime with this person that they lost. So things take time. But if you build things wisely, if you build a good foundation for your relationship, it'll be worthwhile, because you will still have you. And for those who are caregivers, it's the same thing. Your person may never heal. Your person this may be the rest of their life and therefore the rest of yours. But it doesn't mean you give up your life. It means you honor what they're going through, but also you affirm who you are and honor what you need. And make sure you get time. Make sure you have things you like to do, people you like to be with. This is so weird, but I'm going to tell you probably every time we get together, drink water. Water, water, water. Here's my water bottle. I like this because I like water in glass. We shouldn't really drink in plastic because of crap that's in plastic. And I don't like the taste of metal. So this is glass that has a rubber or something on it. So these are my water containers. They have cute little lids. And while we're doing containers, I just want to show you, somebody gave me a gift. Dr. Amy Kohler, one of my very special friends. It's a Mad Hatter cup. Oh, if you can see here. So she gave this in honor of the Mad Hatter show. It's like little show and tell here, like show and tell. Oh, while we're doing show and tell, it's time to put on the hat, because we are getting to the end here, and we know that life can always be fun. And even in the darkest times, think of something silly. Even if you are feeling dark, one of the silliest things I like to do is the wet dog wiggle. Have you ever seen a dog come in from a rain or a shower and how they just shake everywhere? If you did the wet dog wiggle, just stood up right in your office and did the wet dog wiggle, I bet you would start laughing. I work, as you know, in the trauma center, and my nurses say, it's tense. We don't even have time to go to the bathroom, but sooner or later, they have to go to the bathroom. And I say, when you're in the bathroom, when you finish doing what you're doing, before you open that door, either wet dog wiggle or do the Macarena or do the chicken dance, you're going to be cracking up. You have shifted your energy and you've made things a little funny. And if you're in public and you come out of the bathroom like that, people are going to think, what the heck was that person doing? Hey, let them think. Let them think. So a little wet dog wiggle, whatever you need to make your day happy. It's been fun being with you. I'm glad we were able to share this with the wounded lover. Some of the ideas work with any love relationship, but truly, I am finding more and more people who are in wounded relationships, and really, we need to just protect ourselves when we are. Next week, I'm going to just talk about putting a little passion in your love and ramping up love. Woohoo! I wonder what kind of hat I should wear with that. Anybody have any ideas? I can't think of a hat. It could be the French maid's costume, but I'm thinking I'm not going to do that. Anyway, thank you for being a part of the Creating Calm Network. Our website is up and live. If you're watching this, chances are you've already found it. But please, 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 please make sure you sign up to get our directory. And just give us your name and your email address. I promise to send it out as best I can on Saturday nights. That's sort of my promise. Most of the time I will. And I promise to try to make it beautiful and vibrant and interesting. So when you open it up, you go, this is exciting. Thanks for sending it. Anyway, it's been wonderful. And let me just show you my friend, the Cheshire Cat, before we get off the air. Isn't he cute? I just love seeing him. And I do think he would make a great tattoo. But I think you got to be careful where you put him. Have a wonderful week. Go out and be passionate. Whatever you do, do it with passion. Shalom. Namaste.